Welcome everybody to another episode of the Unbox Minute. Today we're going to be looking at a CPU cooler from DEEPCOOL. So this is the Assassin 3 and it's a massive cooler meant for cooling high performance systems. Looking at the side of the box, you can see that it has some information in terms of pictures and illustrations of what the cooler looks like. At the rear, information in various languages. Looking at the other side of the box, it has the feature set including information on the heat pipe design, the low noise setup, as well as the maximum heat it can handle. So a CPU of up to 280 watts TDP, so it can handle that. Time to open up the box and take a look at what's inside. As you can see, it's beautifully packed with the different levels. But let's get everything out and look at each one of these pieces. Okay, so now that we have everything out, let's take a look at the first box. So this is indeed one of the fans. It's a 2-fan design, so this is one of the fans. As you can see, it's a pretty large fan. So larger fan means more air that can be moved. It can run slower and thus less noise. Looking now at the second box, this is the full kit. So it has all the accessories and tools that you might need to get this set up. First off is the instruction manual. So this is a detailed manual on how to connect and set up the cooler. The next item are these two extenders. So these are power extenders. If you need to get the fan to reach, let's say, a power connector on the motherboard, you can extend it using this. Next up is the backplate for locking in the CPU, as well as some clamps, again for the same purpose. So there are different kinds of clamps which you can see depending on the CPU. Also a full set of washers and other things that you might need, spacers, washers, etc. Another power cable, and then some braces to lock it in. A sticker pack in case you want to add the DEEPCOOL branding to your cabinet, your case, just on the outside you could have that. And this is the best part, it's a kit with the thermal paste. So it's a syringe with the thermal paste, a cloth for cleaning the surfaces, and also a card to spread the heat paste. So this is great because otherwise you need to go out and buy this separately. So it's great that with a high-end cooler they provide you all this stuff. Last but not least, a screwdriver with the magnetic tip. So this is pretty awesome because everything you would need to get this set up is included in the kit. You don't need to have your own equipment or go out and buy little pieces. So the last brown box is the other fan. So this is the second fan in the set. As I mentioned, 2 fans, one to bring in cold air and one to exhaust the hot air. Now looking at the cooler, while it's still fixed to the styrofoam, you can see that it has some plastic stickers just to make sure that fingerprints don't appear on the aluminium grills. But let's open it up and take it out. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have the cooler exposed, you can see it is massive. It's pretty gigantic, so you're going to need that space in your case. This is the base plate which goes onto the CPU, and then right beside that you can see the heat pipes, the heat pipe design. So heat is taken from the CPU and then moved into these massive fins. And then of course the fans on these fins blow air through it and keep it nice and cool. So we're going to connect this to one of our systems, probably something with an i9 processor which gets nice and hot. Push it a bit and see how well it cools the system. So do subscribe if you aren't for our deep dive review of this. And in terms of the quick spec sheet, have a look now. You could pause for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you're enjoying our content and we will see you in the next one.